Hello everybody, we back. Isn't it exciting? Not so much because I'm back, but because of the Premier League, and the Spanish League is back. And it's back with an extraordinary weekend. In La Liga, for instance, Real Madrid, a team that got most of the games at home, count them as victories last season. They actually managed to get a draw against Valencia, one of the teams that actually went to the Santiago Bernabéu and got points last season. But last season, it was a team, Valencia, that actually went for the game, and even though at some point they looked clearly inferior to Real Madrid, there was something more to them. But this Valencia, the Valencia Pellegrinos, a Valencia that's defensive, that they still don't know very clear what they have to do. They have to have their way of thinking, and what they ended up doing was defending deep. And Real Madrid, as the time progressed, they started getting a bit better. The first half they were poor, the second half they got a bit better, but you can see in that game a microcosm of what Real Madrid is and their problems. The fact that Xabi Alonso hasn't got a replacement or somebody to help him. Last year, right, certainly not the man. Modric could help, Khedira as well, who was on the bench. Benzema made the team better, but at that point they were playing with two strikers. They were more offensive. Why didn't Mourinho do that earlier? And generally, they were a little bit too fast in the way and too anxious in the way they created. They still lack that little point of pause sometimes, which I'm sure Modric will add. Even though I think if he eventually goes, I think Modric will take a while before he becomes part of the lineup. The Modric situation is interesting because it's kind of linked to Moutinho. Moutinho of Porto is the man that Spurs and Villas-Boas wants, but that Moutinho guy is linked to a third party, a third ownership party, which is one of the members is Jorge Mendes, who is the agent of Jose Mourinho. So if Porto stop asking for 40 million euros and instead of that they ask for less, then Villas-Boas will be happy and Levy will be happy to let Modric go to Real Madrid. It's all linked, it's all politics, it's all fascinating. But anyway, that was an early hiccup from Real Madrid. It won't be repeated very often. Cristiano Ronaldo has to get better, he was very poor. And in the case of Barcelona, they were just sharp, they were good, they were crispy passing. They basically played in the classic formation 4-3-3 with two guys very wide in against a team that was very defensive and very compact, which helped because it just gave the opportunity to create the spaces that Barcelona used to kill you. So it was 5-1, it could have been even more. Real Sociedad gave up pretty quickly, and it was fantastic to see David Villa score. And Jordi Alba is in the team, means that there are two Dani Alves now in the team, which will have to, in big games anyway, they will have to adjust defensively to accommodate that, of course. So Barcelona did really well. Oh, that's work. I'll ring in a minute. So that's for Barcelona and Real Madrid. They will fight it off, of course, in La Liga, a Liga that has got a huge financial problem. It's become the 7th league in the world in terms of investment in players, and the 8th being the Championship. So amazing. Alex Song will help for Barcelona, by the way, will help because they're looking for a bit more aerial power. They're looking for a replacement to Sergi Busquets for certain games, and he won't be a regular, and I've been told that may be a problem with the kind of personality he's got. We will see, but in any case he won't be a regular. And when you go to Barcelona, you just have to be humble and accept whatever comes your way and fight for your place. I'm sure Alex Song will understand that pretty soon. In terms of who else will accompany them in the Champions League, if we're gonna speculate, you'll have to say that, of course, Malaga is a completely new Malaga. Forget about the Malaga of the last 2 years. There's no more investment. The wages haven't been paid. They cannot buy players because they owe money to clubs. So it's like the Sheikh has said, Al Thani has said, I'm not putting any more money in this club. Which means that they're going to have to reinvent and, of course, sell players. They still may sell some more, a couple more before the end of the transfer window. So Malaga won't fight for the Champions League, but who will is, of course, Valencia, who's done really well of getting again selling one of their best players in Jordi Alba, but still managed to get good signings and you know, Jonathan Vieira, for instance, the Canary Island talented youngster. Will be one that has come in quietly, not hasn't got the personality or the big name as a Gago, for instance, or Joao Pereira, but he will add talent to a team that also will recover Canales from injury soon. So, in which case, it will be a good squad, good enough to be the winners of the other league, if you like, as they have been for the last couple of years. And then after that, we'll have to see if Atletico Madrid do well. They still want to sell one of the players, perhaps Godin, and perhaps to the Premier League. And Sevilla may actually fight it off as well if they get a more consistent 90 minutes of football in them, because they do have a good squad, a good 11 anyway. And there will be surprises, I'm sure, but it's going to be such an equal league that it could be huge surprises, like the Levante kind of surprise. We'll see how Levante does, both in Europe and in Spain. Obviously, they've been selling some of the best players like Xavi Torres, like Robben, like Kone, of course, to Wigan. So they weakened themselves, but they got new players coming in. And Gekas, for instance, a striker of Greece. I'm not sure if he'll add as much as Kone, but in any case, it's the same kind of a striker. The idea is still long ball and be confident and hope that in one of the occasions you can kill the opposition. That's what they've been doing. It was so annoying to see it. If you're an Espanyol fan, for instance, Espanyol play better, but just Levante managed to get the 3 points. That's how they went on all season. That's for La Liga. And for the Premier League, well, we've seen as well very strange results to start with. Well done, Michael, and Swansea, because it's just a continuation of the same style, as we know, the same philosophy, with the addition of those players like Michu, certainly, that have added quality there, with Man as well. So it is the thing with Swansea is that first is the philosophy. The club have decided what kind of club they want to be, and then they find the coach. It's interesting that they had a file of managers to replace Brendan Rodgers in case he was going to go, as he eventually did, and most of them, if not everybody, was managers that have been in La Liga. That's where they're looking at for the continuation of the philosophy. But one thing that they can certainly improve on is that the base, or the players that are putting that philosophy in practice, are up till now Scandinavians and English. And I think that you will find, if you sign well, you will find bargains in Spain that can add to what English and Scandinavians have, their commitment, their strength, the fact that they understand the league and the pace of the league, etc. That can mix well with Spain. So expect more of that even in January, because I don't think Swansea has spent all the money that's available. It looks like Pablo is going to stay at Valencia. Let's keep an eye on that, because Valencia said to Pablo, "You're not going now; it's too late." But of course, if Swansea raises their offer, everything is possible. But well done, Swansea, and I don't think they're going to go down. I don't think Wigan is going to go down, but they're going to have to wake up a bit early and not leave it until the end, going from friend to friend, from Michael to Roberto Martinez. And then at the top four, I imagine Manchester City are going to be the ones to beat, and the ones that will probably win the league. Certainly they won a lot of experience last year, and they have enough to win the league in the Premier League, I think, because a lot of it depends not so much on how you defend, and they are improving on that, but how you attack, and they've got lots of quality. Now that we know that Kun Agüero injury is not a terrible injury. And as well as that, of course, Manchester United have reinforced themselves up front. Well, I thought they were okay there, but just needed a bit more at the back. Maybe there's some news in the next 10 days or so, but it looks still a little bit of an unbalanced team, and it's not by chance that this huge club couldn't make it to the last stages of the Champions League. I hope they do this season, because they were missed, that kind of club at that level. But sportingly, they didn't deserve to be there. Then Chelsea probably will be the third. I will be surprised if Arsenal make it that far. I think Chelsea have got everything you require to actually put the foundations for a winning team, even though they may just not make it this season. And then it will be a matter of Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Spurs. I don't expect anybody else in that group for the fourth place. And do not give up hope on Brendan Rodgers and Liverpool just yet, because the idea is to get it wrong before it gets right. And even though it's not so different to what has been done so far, at the club. Sorry about that. He's asking them to go a step further, and you need the players. Nuri Sahin would have been a great addition, but it looks like he's the favourites to sign him now are Arsenal. So they'll have to find just players of that quality to be able to do that, and convince the players that are there that it can be done. But you have to know when to do it. It's a lot to put in the mind of those players in 1 week, in 1 month, perhaps even in 1 year. But it's the kind of thing that Liverpool has to do. They followed, like Swansea, like Wigan, like Arsenal, like Barcelona, like Bayern Munich, just to decide what kind of club you want to be and then go for it. Then you may find that the manager or the players are not the ones that you want, but just keep going on that line. I think Brendan Rodgers will improve the side, no doubt. That's it. I hope you've been entertained. There will be more soon. So at the moment, see you later.